Welcome in to Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling, the only podcast on the Marshland Media Empire conglomeration experience, breaking on down episode by episode, beat by beat, and sweat by sweat. Lucha Underground. And if you are hearing this sound, then you probably recognize the voice trickling into your little drums inside of your ears, because it's me, I'm Sean. How you doing? And I'm hanging out with the bangingest mouse that ever done squeaked through a little hole at the bottom of your wall. You know him, you love him, you James him.
Hello, I'm coming into people's homes through little holes in the wall. I'm a wall man. I'm like,
the worst superhero I've ever heard of, Wallman?
Yeah, wall man, but also like Bad Ronald. I'm Bad Ronalding people.
Ooh. Wait, what is a Bad Ronald?
It was a TV movie about a kid who lived in the walls, and then, Bad Ronald.
That sounds too scary to be on television. Like, I want Bad Ronald to do something just like, if I hear there's a scary movie about a kid living inside of the walls, I'm like, oh, somebody's going to get disemboweled and it's going to get real gnarly. And if it's for TV, it's like, no, maybe he just he pulls your hair, he pees in your cereal or something. Can you show peeing in cereal on TV? Obviously not the actual act, but you can just a little trickle into a bowl or something. Can you do that on TV?
I don't think so, because you can't show it on Troll 2. You know, they cut when Joshua starts peeing on all their food.
That's what I mean. Yeah, we don't actually show the act. We do it Troll 2 style, where we kind of cut it as the character is like. And because I'm thinking there's got to be a Malcolm in the Middle episode. That's the show and that's the era of TV where I think you could get away with peeing in somebody's bowl of cereal.
Well, these days you can beat a man's head in with a baseball bat that's covered in nails and barbed wire. So I think if the censors won't let me pee into a bowl of cereal, then serve it to someone. No.
Then you're coming to those censors with a baseball bat covered in barbed wire, and you ain't going to be Mick Foley about it.
And currently we are not beating the allegations that someone on a Spotify comment said this is the stupidest shit they ever heard.
We talked about this on Explanation Required over on the Patreon. Somebody left they left a Spotify comment that still makes me giggle.
Yeah.
And I also heard, I was like, this is the stupidest shit we ever heard, which is good. It's always been the plan.
Yeah.
Anytime we've come together, the only time we came together to discuss something seriously, it was because I got too high while we were watching the Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
Oh, yeah.
And I got very serious in my analysis.
I thought you were going to start bringing up the time we got high and watched Frosty Returns, which we were talking about John Goodman earlier before we recorded. Perfect.
Yeah.
He is Frosty the Snowman to me. Get out of here, that other guy.
I love John Goodman. I was discussing it because the other night I watched The Speed Racer 2010, 2013, something like that. But the Speed Racer movie from the Wachowskis, and John Goodman plays Pops. And I loved it. And then I got really sad because John Goodman never got to play Mayor Mike Hagar from the Streets of Rage series. And I think he would have been so good. He's kind of aged out of it now, though. But just see it fuck John Goodman doing a couple of suplexes and body slams. And he puts them on their shoulders and he does an airplane spin. And you go, yeah, hooroo, hurrah, hurry. You make all of those sounds because John Goodman would be such a good Mayor Mike Hagar.
But then I brought up, because Sean was like, who could even do that these days? And I said, a little guy who is a white rabbit.
Not so little. Debuts tonight. We'll get into that right now as we discuss episode 17 of season 4 of Lucha Underground, The Moth and the Butterfly. Up top stuff. I just really like this episode. I don't sometimes we talk about this is gonna make me feel this, make me feel that. This just makes me excited. I like this episode a bunch.
This felt like season 2 Lucha Underground. All of the people fighting, bang, bang, bang. All of it's great. And that last match, top 20 match of Lucha Underground. It's
the last
so
match.
Fucking good.
So a little behind the scenes, James sends me a message. You watched the episode before I did, that there is one of your top 20 matches, an all-timer match in this episode. I thought you were going to talk about the second match.
No.
Because I loved that match. and it's something I'm really excited to revisit. But yeah, and I love it really did feel like an episode, like a season 2. Like the story stuff was there, the in-ring stuff was there. We even got a nice, at the top of the episode, a nice sort of like cutscene. I can't think of the word, but like cutscene works, sort of storyline progression moment. Like it felt. I've been missing some of this Lucha Underground.
Mm-hmm.
We recap a little bit. Killshot does not respect Son of Havoc. White Rabbits marked Joey Ryan, and Aerostar pet cemeteried Phoenix with time travel back to life, but he's not right. And we cut to the LA rooftops. Do you have something to say about my pitch perfect New England Jimmy Stewart accent?
No, it's just wild that like the episode that person commented on wasn't that stupid. If they had listened to our pet cemetery episode, they would have been like, oh, no, this is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Then they listened to, Magical Meatball Girls, and they're like, whoa, I just got to a new level of stupid.
Come to the Marshland Media conglomeration. Every episode is the stupidest episode you ever heard. You want to hear two full-grown men not know the difference between Netherrealm and Outworld? Check out the entire feed, babies.
Remember when two grown men not knowing that would have been like, oh yeah, that's how it should be, and that's how it should be. I don't care which is which. They're both the same to me, brother. But
Harumph.
I do want to just say, because like this has been not my goal, but like this is just what I believe in. A lot of people take what they love so seriously, and I think that's when things go bad. If you can't make fun of the shit that you love, I think it will just continue to cannibalize itself. That's why, like, you need parody. That's why you need satire. And the people who parody and satire the best are those who are actually in it. And I'm not saying, like, we are, that. But I think the people who are in these subgenres in these like cultures,
niche interests,
cultures, all of this, they're the ones who should be making fun of it. You shouldn't take this stuff so seriously, even though you should do it seriously if you are making fun of it.
I love that. It's a very nuanced take, and I love that. I sort of went somewhere for a second because I think it's interesting. Maybe like 10 years ago, so not just the other day, but a while, like kind of at the height of hipster fashion and culture, a big part of that was this love of irony, liking things ironically. And there was kind of a fear of people almost gentrifying these interests, coming in and like, especially with like, you would see with trauma movies and certain not even B movies, C, D tier movies, coming in and sort of eating it out from the inside in that way. And now we were kind of swinging too far in the other directions. Certainly with things like, children's media, like cartoons, where people like just take it very seriously and there's like no joy left in it. I think even worse is in wrestling. I was honestly kind of like mulling this over the other day. Wrestling fans are the only thing worse, or I should say wrestling snobs are the only people worse than like movie snobs. Because at least a movie snob will be like, here are a handful of movies I just unequivocally love. And that just bring that joy. That's what a lot of this cannibalization and like over seriousness does. It just rips the joy out. Movie snobs will see like, but I love this movie and I love that movie. Where wrestling fans, I saw it put very well the other day. I'm sorry I'm not crediting this thread poster, but they said IWC, Internet Wrestling Community fans, don't love wrestling. They just mark out to hating wrestling. And they are super hypercritical. And it's not just wrestling. It is in movie snobs. You even see it in comic snobs. I was never a My Little Brony, but that community seemed toxic as hell for all of the worst reasons. But they just they get so excited.
They just want to fuck
something.
the horses, man. It's not that great. It's not that wild,
Okay, honestly, compared to wrestling fans and how they hate more, they just hate for the sake of hating. I would rather fill a jar with a little Brian Cage action figure to the brim with my cummies than I would debate wrestling with a wrestling fan.
Yeah,
like they're just the worst.
As we saw when someone said, this is the stupidest shit I've ever heard, get a real job, fucktards.
which is crazy. It's so funny to me. Like I heard that, and you mentioned that in the explanation required, and I laughed, and I still do. Especially with Lucha Underground, which is one of the reasons I love it, is it's not afraid to be soapy and campy. Like there are, and I do love. We talked about this a bunch. There are a lot of ways to present a wrestling show. AEW and Ring of Honor back in the day and today, they present it like a sports competition. WCW back in the early 90s, like pre-NWO, would do the same thing where like it's just like you're watching a football game or anything. This is a sports competition. Lucha Underground doesn't do that. Like the sports competition is there literally as a front for crazy Satanist elder god Lovecraftian rituals.
Yeah.
And I love that. And if that shit's dumb, like if you look, like being honest with ourselves, that shit's or it's silly or at very least unserious. It's not grounded, I should say. It's not grounded. And that's, I don't know, that's fun to me. And if you're going to come on, I don't know, you're going to take it so seriously. This is the dumbest shit in the world. It could. I have achieved my goal. I'll say that's my goal.
Maybe they were talking about season 4 of Lucha Underground. This is the stupid shit I've ever seen. Get a real job, fucktards.
That's also foolish when we have beautiful shots. Honestly, this is a beautiful shot of the LA rooftops during the day, and Aerostar clenches his fist in contemplation. Melissa Santos approaches him, ring announcer and girlfriend of Phoenix, and she asks what happened, obviously referring to the aforementioned pet cemeterying through time travel of her boyfriend. And Arrow says he shouldn't have undone what time had already done. But he was his friend. Melissa's like, he was my boyfriend. I admitted it. It's so sad. It's so heart-wrenching.
And she's all like, I can change him. And I'm like, no, you can't.
So does... She literally says, but I can change him. Like, that's the verbatim Aerostar warns she cannot. I also love, we do find out a little bit why this happened. Something I love about Lucha Underground. They're so good at explaining their lore. Arrow explains when Katrina consumes life force, her evil spirit infects that life force like a disease. So Aerostar went back, got his life force, or like returned his life force from Katrina when she fell off the roof. Naturally, this is wrestling. But it was already infected with that evil Katrina juju. And I also like when Melissa says, but I can fix him. And Arrow's like, no, you can't. She's like, well, how do you know? How you know? And Arrow says, because he's seen.
How we know is because, like, in Dungeons and Dragons, this would be like a normal doctor coming up and be like, oh, man, we got to get this guy into the hospital. And it's like, hey, he got exploded after being blighted. Like, you have commoner stats. And that's like Melissa. She has commoner stats. She has no magical properties. She can't do like a 9th level resurrect spell on this guy. She can't like do a cleansing evil spell. No.
You should. Hey, maybe this is a hot take. Maybe I'm just a feminist. I think even with commoner stats, you should be able to know you can't fix them, regardless of the context, regardless of any magical or non-magical context. You can't fix him. You never can fix him. Just get out of there, girl. You know, you just got to get out of there.
Unless the issue's like, oh, his haircut's real bad, you could probably fix that.
Well, that's not fixing him. That's fixing his haircut. That's a little different.
But that's his identity.
If his haircut is really bad because there's like a swastika shaped into the side of his head, you can't fix that.
No,
you
think
can't
you can
fix that.
But what if it's like he's like, what if it's in the back of his head and he didn't know that like one of his buddies did that on purpose?
Is he still friends with that buddy?
No, he doesn't. Like the buddy's like, oh, hey, this is like putting a kick me sign on him because we live in some liberal city, you know?
Okay, is he still friends? No, no.
His friend is Steve-O, and they just filmed Jackass 2.
If Steve-O is not shaving swastikas in the back of people, don't disparage Steve-O like that. Steve-O knows the line between funny prank and shit. Yeah, Steve-O knows better. I don't think he knows much better, but I think he knows better than that.
Okay, what if he shaved in like you know this thing that they do in Japan when they like put 2 fingers in someone's butt?
I don't think it's called 1,000 Years of Death. I just know that's what Kakashi Sensei calls it in Naruto. 1,000 years of death. And he pokes him in the butt.
Steve-O puts that into this man's back of the head. Do you think you could fix them still, by, just shaving that off?
I don't know if that's something you need to fix. I don't think that's something you need to fix.
Yeah, you don't want him getting fingered by random people.
James, James, I can't believe I have to tell you this. You can't fix him.
Wow.
Whoever this, yeah, James, it's okay. Let him go.
All right, guys. Hey, I got to let go Henry because Henry, we need to fix him, but I guess we can't.
Toxic ass Henry.
And guess what? We can't. We've tried. He's still just he's getting better,
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad. He's a little stinker, but at least he's not shaving swastikas into the back of your head when you're not looking.
Yeah.
Great. I do did you write down when Melissa asks how you know what Aerostar actually said?
Yes, he says, I've seen the end of everything, and it ends with Jake Strong.
No, he doesn't say that last part. He does not say this last part.
Yes,
we'll
he
get
does.
into it. He does not. We'll get into it. I am much more excited for Ultima Lucha. I am much more excited for Ultima Lucha Quattro. And I think we talked about it on air. But as a reminder, when we do our live watch along, I do request we stop watching right before Jake Strong gets there. Again, no shade to Jake Strong.
You can close your eyes like I did with the death match with Pentagon Jr.
The Cerro Miedo match of season 1, of course.
Oh, no, we're getting another one of those.
Again, we'll get there. And again, no shade on Jake Strong, a lot of shade on the booking. That's my problem, is that the more they book Jake Strong, the more they're booking Lucha Underground like an active sports competition, less like this soapy supernatural drama that we love.
Like Jake Strong doesn't have magic. He's got commoner stats just with, strength buffs,
Yeah, he's from Perry, Oklahoma.
See, also, you're saying no shade to Jake Strong, but the last episode, you shit on him so much that I was like, man, we gotta move on.
If you listen back, I shit on the character. That's, again, not the person. And I shit on the character. It's because of how he's being booked. Like, it's hopefully that I listened back and I'm in my own brain, so it sounded like this to me. Hopefully it was clear that me shitting on the character is me shitting on how the writers are portraying him, how he's being booked, how they're using him, and they're taking away from Phoenix, Drago, and Aerostar. Like, it's not his abilities or even his ability to perform. It's that what you just said. We're pushing this commoner with buffed up strength stats so huge, so strongly that we're kind of diminishing everything else that we've been doing for the past 3.5 years.
Yeah. It would be like if Hercule just, he started taking out Cell, actually. He took out Majin Buu, actually, instead of just becoming friends with him. Like, he is now the top guy, and Goku's just kind of pushed to the side. And it's like, well, wait, how is he winning?
I agree. I think that's the best comparison in Dragon Ball Z. I would just add the caveat of Hercule also becomes the most boring character, right?
Oh,
because
yeah.
At least Hercule is like funny and he's a silly little guy. Jake Strong's not silly little guy. He's just very serious. Wrestling is a sports competition man, you know? And it's, we go to the desk, though. Weeks ago, people thought Marty the Moth Martinez was a joke, but this week he is Lucha Underground champion, and he's here tonight to address those non-believers.
Yeah!
Matt is going on and explaining. Vampiro petulantly button mash taps Matt on the shoulder. Just, hey Matt, hey Matt, hey Matt, hey Matt, to interrupt him so we can get to the action. Because we have a couple matches tonight. The first is a trios match. Joey Ryan, Evilise, and Exolicious versus Paul London, El Bunny, and the White Rabbit. This is the first match of the Rabbit Tribe. And if I'll do my best to not repeat myself, but go back to a couple episodes. Honestly, I've been doing this for a couple matches. I am very excited for this new Rabbit Tribe.
And Paul London done went juggalo.
I like his new makeup. It's white face, black lips, black eyeliner. It looks good. I'm digging it.
Yeah.
And the whole vibe is so much more. Again, we talked last week too about they killed off all of our silly little guys, especially with Jack Evans gone now. We are dangerously low on silly little guys. But I like this new intense Paul London. And I love the way they even come to the ring. It's such a strategic start.
Yeah.
That I think it helps them look even stronger in this debut. XO, Joey, and Evie, they're already in the ring. As the rabbits descend, Paul and El Bunny surround the outside as White Rabbit, who you may know as Karrion Kross. White Rabbit enters the ring, comes face to face with Evie. And again, this is him and El Bunny's first time in the ring. This first time we're really getting to see them. He's a big bunny.
Uh-huh.
He is Mayor Mike Hagar sized. And he just like stares down Evie. Ooh.
Hey, what do Jesus Christ and Lucha Underground have in common? Karrion Kross, baby.
Wow, that's good. Oh, that's much better than I thought it was going to be.
What? That I worship both of them equally?
Karrion is an awesome Karrion. He crosses from near and far. His manager is Scarlett Bordeaux. I saw them in Logan Square Auditorium. I did see them at Logan Square Auditorium after they were making a reappearance after a lengthy injury, and it was very exciting.
Heck yeah.
And he was very big there, just like he was very big here.
Like, he looks like an anime villain. Like, that's how huge and like he looks just idyllic. And I'm sorry, I'm saying this is what all men should look like. Okay.
Wait, no. You weren't saying that until you said it.
Ideal. Okay.
Or not even villain. You know who else he reminds me is Full Metal Alchemist's General Armstrong. If you've ever seen, okay, James is shrugging his shoulders. Some of you might have seen Full Metal Alchemist. General Armstrong is great. He's big, silly guy energy.
Okay.
Where like he's a silly little guy, but he's huge and he just punches really good. Like this world of magic and swords, and he just punches. But yeah, no, he looks great. He looks great.
He's like when you game Shark Gone to be big. That's how huge he is.
That might just, oh, yep. You know what? I was going to say that's just you, but no, there's a lot of freaks out there. And yeah, he is Game Shark gone big.
Uh-huh.
So him and Evie are facing off in the ring. Paul and Bunny are kind of circling on the outside. Eventually, Joey and XO, they turn and they see this big guy. They're like, oh, shit. So they turn to face him, and as they do, Bunny and Paul slide into the ring and jump him from behind as the bell rings. Such a fun, smart start to the match to make them look like they still look intimidating, but they look so strategic, which I think to get in the weeds in mythology, but that's because Lucha Underground thrives in mythology. Rabbits are typically known as tricksters. Like as far as the animal kingdoms go, rabbits, foxes, they're very trickster entities. Mm-hmm. And for the rabbit tribe to use that trickery so efficiently, I just love that so much.
It's rabbit, foxes, and Jameses. We're all little tricky guys.
Tricky little numbers.
And as some rappers might say, we have to whoop those little bunnies and foxes and me's. You gotta whoop those tricksters, you know?
I know what you were going for, but it sounded like you were requesting a very specific kink.
Yeah, whoop me.
Oh, no, don't whoop me. Oh, yeah.
Whoop me. I'm a trickster. Whoop that trickster.
I don't want to be whooped, but you could whoopee cushion me, huh?
Oh, you're in a farts. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I'm kind of there. We finally found a kink we're both kind of into.
Yeah. And now that I said this kink as a bit, I have to live up to it.
Oh, dang.
It's like old school wrestling. Live the gimmick, brother.
Uh-huh. All the juggalos out there are like, oh, yeah, I got a bean batch right for you, Sean.
Oh no, that sounds way too threatening. I don't like an entire community of people going, I got a bean batch for you right here.
They're gonna fart into a whoopee cushion, then put it under your bed, so then you're reminded of them at all times.
This feels gross, and we haven't actually talked about the match yet.
Yeah, we have. Karrion Kross. He's Karrion Kross.
Good note. You looked at your notebook for that. You checked your notes for Karrion Kross is Karrion Kross.
I'll be honest, I have 2 notes for this match because I just said this is top tier Lucha Underground, and then the final thing that happens in the match, because I was just eyes locked, focused in.
It's very good. I'll pick it up. I don't have too much. It was a great match though. Paul and Evie start out, springboard arm drag, backs Paul into the corner, and with a Cheshire grin, he likes this abuse. He likes to be whooped. He tags in El Bunny, Evie tags in XO. And I said it a little bit last week. He wasn't wrestling, but we saw El Bunny drop a bunch of drop kicks. Mm-hmm. I'm really liking El Bunny. He does that springboard headbutt from the mini luchador and a modified 619 after dodging an XO back handspring in the corner. I was like, whoa, this guy's crazy. I had to finally look up who is playing El Bunny. I don't know. Do you know who this is? Have you looked this up yet? It's Masquerita Sagrada.
Okay.
The beloved fan favorite Masquerade, who was murdered at the beginning of this rabbit tribe excursion. That's how they found, Masquerade showed them the rabbit hole, and the first request of the White Rabbit was to murder Masquerita Sagrada, and it was very bloody and very cool.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, Masquerita Sagrada, aka Masquerita Dorada, currently wrestling with WWE as Minihausen. Dudes, and I love everyone's sort of like on the internet right now praising, holy shit, this guy. I'm so glad they hired somebody who can work as well as this Minihausen is working. And I'm like, holy shit, it's Masquerita Sagrada, aka El Bunny. So Paul tags back in, intense sunset flip, kicks out into a diving lariat. XO finally gets that hot tag to Evie, who hot tags Joey. Oh, I'm sorry. XO gives Evie the hot tag, and Evie double Germans Paul and Bunny. This match is going so hard, so fast. It does feel, it's very intense. It's very technical. It's a lot of fun to watch.
When I went to school, I always had to bring a cold tag.
What is,
Instead of a hot tag, you go to lunch and then you bring a cold tag.
You said it again, and I still don't know what a cold tag is.
Well, a hot tag is, like, hey, we're in it. And then a cold tag's kind of like, someone just touches you on the shoulder and they're like, you got to go to the office, man.
You brought that into lunch?
Yeah. No, I just brought that to school.
Oh, okay. That still doesn't make any sense to me.
Everyone, all these cool kids were getting hot tags, and I was getting a cold tag.
What do you mean everyone at school was getting hot tags?
And I got made fun of for all the cold tags I was getting.
What?
They're like, oh, do you want to trade? Oh, actually, you don't hot tag. You only cold tag, apparently, so I don't want to trade with you. I don't want to tag you.
Well, tag me in for an exciting match.
Oh, yeah.
Joey tags himself in. Him and Evie throw Paul into XO's butt. XO Delicious does that butt spot, which Googling the name for this move is a nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's called something. Mercedes Moné, formerly known as Sasha Banks, does it a bunch. I don't know what it's called. And I got some good Google images out of it, though. There's a cover. Bunny, however, comes in to break it up, and Bunny absolutely clears house. If you've noticed, White Rabbit has not been in the match yet. White Rabbit very confidently and cautiously standing on the outside. But Bunny clears house, dumps everyone out of the ring, and Paul sort of backs into the corner, and finally the White Rabbit, with a clasp on the shoulder, this would be a nice cold tag, tags himself into the match.
Yeah, and everyone
Paul
made
just
fun
kinda
of me
smiles.
for getting this,
Yeah, you should have been as big as Karrion Kross.
Yeah, as every man should be.
He's the idyllic form. You heard it here first. This is a Manosphere podcast now. Get yourself some gains. If you don't look like Clavicular, don't be looking in my windows, you creepy uglies.
No, Clavicular needs to look like Karrion Kross, okay?
Oh, we're infiltrating the Manosphere podcast.
Yes.
But to bring back Karrion Kross and old school wrestler bodies. I'm on board.
Yeah.
If we get some dudes looking like old school Arn Anderson, they're just like not shaped like a triangle. Guys shaped like a barrel, but it's all muscle. That's what I'm looking for.
Like Karrion Kross.
His neck is the size of his torso. That's what we're looking for.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cold tag me, Karrion.
Yeah. Paul Blunny Mallcarp? Paul and Bunny, shut up. Just don't leave that in. Paul and Bunny fly out of the ring. Stereo Suicidas taking out XO and Evie. Joey gets bodied with a capture back suplex, which Karrion Kross was using as a finisher. It's so gnarly. back suplex, and then White Rabbit puts on the white glove. We get a mandible claw, which is the old, you would see Mick Foley doing with Mr. Sacco. It's a nerve hold where the thumb and the two fingers sort of pinch the top of the tongue, and then the thumb pinches underneath the jaw, and it's a real nasty nerve hold. If you do that, it's the only wrestling move you can do to yourself, and you feel it, and you go, fuck, that hurts. So the mandible claw, dubbed down the rabbit hole, gets put on. Joey goes unconscious. He passes out. The Rabbit Tribe wins by referee decision in 5 minutes and 21 seconds.
It is nuts that you can, what did I put down exactly? Because I said the white glove, and I said, wait, that's a win, not a DQ. Gagging someone unconscious, I guess, is a sleeper hold.
It's not technically, that's fair. And that's why I love, okay, I'm going to try not to be like super nerdy excited about this as I explain. He's not gagging him, right? Technically, you can still breathe. So you're not like shoving your hand in their mouth and like creating a fist so they can't breathe. It's a specific nerve hold that you press down, again, pressing down on the tongue and then pressing up under the jaw. And then, did you want to take a break to try that on yourself, see if it hurts?
No, because then I'd have to wash my hands, then do it, then wash my hands again, and then, wash my pelvis because something happened once I start pinching nerves.
Oh yeah, that's every time you go to the hospital, you have to get a new pair of underwear first, or the chiropractor. Yeah, and it's one of those things I think a lot of people, when you first see it, if you don't know what a mandible claw is, which is a little made famous by Mick Foley at the height of wrestling fame, the Attitude Era, Mankind stuff. But it's still like, why would that work? It does. The mandible claw is a real thing. And it's a legal move.
But why was it called did he pass out? Like, what happened?
Yes. The idea is, I think this is a little bit of wrestling disbelief. That I'm okay with. A lot of submission holds, and they'll do this for like certain moves that are just such, like the nerve hold that like kind of cuts off circulation to the brain or whatever. I'm not sure the science on it. Or sometimes our heroes take so much damage from this submission hold, but they don't want to tap out because, they're heroes. They hold on, they struggle, and so they pass out.
Okay.
I saw recently Leo Rush, who's not a hero. He's kind of coming back as this creature. Shouts out to Leo Rush, Blackheart right now. I saw a comment call him the new Gollum of professional wrestling. Gollum as in Lord of the Rings, my precious. But he's like this creepy little bastard, and he's killing it. He's such a monster. And he's in a match with the Bastard Pack, who puts him in the Brutalizer, the submission hold. And instead of passing out, he's smiling, he's laughing. He's like, ha 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 ha, damage, ha ha, pain, he 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 he. And he passes out with a smile on his face. And it's like, ooh, like, I don't think that's how wrestling moves really work like that. I don't know how easy it is to pass out from pain, but it's a little suspension of disbelief, and that I'm okay with, especially with the shot afterwards. I love the moment after. The bell rings, Rabbit Tribe wins, but the White Rabbit holds on a little past the bell. He holds on to this mandible claw until finally he pulls his glove out of Joey's mouth with blood dripping from the fingers. Oh, I like it. I like that horror stuff.
And it probably tasted minty.
Why? What? Does blood taste minty?
There is a type of fake blood that has a minty taste to it. So when you do put it in your mouth, it's not like, oh, this is repulsive. It's minty fresh.
Yeah. Speaking of minty fresh, we see the Ultima Lucha Quattro build and a fresh new logo design. I don't think last year they had that bloody font for Quattro. And I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, and we find out that it's the premier event in Lucha Libre, not AAA.
Did they say that? I'm sure they said that. Classic wrestling.
Well, they didn't say not AAA, but they said this is the premier event in Lucha Libre. And I was like, I don't think it is, guys.
I wasn't watching AAA at the time, so I won't speak to it. Certainly not in Mexico, I'm sure. But like, I don't know, man. I wish I knew all the politics behind it and like how well it was doing. This show, as much as we complained last episode and we kind of came at season 4 for dropping the ball, I think you nailed it. This episode feels like season 2, and it just made me excited for Lucha Underground. It felt good, especially this next match. Yeah. Which, again, this was the one I thought you were talking about for top 20. Killshot versus Son of Havoc. We touched a little bit of backstory and context because we touched on it in the recap. In Ultima Lucha 3, M.A.S.K, Killshot, and Killshot's former ally turned enemy turned ally again, Dante Fox, won the Trios Championship together. However, sometime between the end of Season 3 and the beginning of Season 4, Fox was injured. So at the beginning of Season 4, Son of Havoc replaced Fox. And this upset the already distrustful Killshot. Like, we think of how long it took Killshot and Fox to trust each other. Son of Havoc did not have that. So Killshot was upset, and between his ego and paranoia, Killshot imploded the team, losing their titles to the Reptiles in about episode 10. So it's episode 17 now. The only time we see Killshot between now and then is like episode 13, where he defeats Big Bad Steve in this kind of no story implication heel versus heel match. And we haven't seen Son of Havoc at all. I came at this match a little negatively. Not for this match, but like kind of for the bill. I miss these guys, you know? Mm-hmm. And that's I miss these guys a lot. Mac was written out because of I think it was the next week he had his match with Mill, that haunted house match. And so he was written out with injury, that he got beat so bad by Mill. But like, I don't think Killshot and Son of Havoc were ever really written off. They just weren't on TV a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just like, I'm glad to see them, and I'm glad to see where this is going. I would have liked to see a little bit, but I don't even know what that would have been. And I know they had to put Jake Strong in something. So I get that he's taken spots from these guys, but like, I'm excited. I'm excited to see these guys again.
Hey, do you prefer a glossy cross or a matte cross when you're carrying cross?
What are we doing here? We have Spotify comments coming for our throats, and you're out here writing the best jokes in the universe that these plebeians won't even get? I'm the bad guy. I'm the heel in our relationship.
Yeah, I know.
These foolish listeners, they don't appreciate your genius, James. Come with me in the Jark Side? Come with me to the Jark Side, where we jerk off a bunch together into a jar with a Brian Cage action figure inside.
Well, okay, instead of
that's the Jark Side.
What could Jark be short for?
Jerk Shark?
Or it's Jar Jar Shark. It's Jar Jar Binks. He became a shark, dude.
Okay, great. So now what is the Jark Side? We got Jar Jar Binks Shark.
Uh-huh.
How does that translate into the Jark Side?
The Jark Side, it's kind of... It's his own version of the Force. When he became a Sith Lord, as Jar Jar did,
this is canon.
Yes, he now got fused with a shark because he went back to Naboo and he's like, oh, whoa, I'm a shark now. He used the Force to do that. And the only way to get to summon him is using a Ouija board. So once you use that, it's a Ouija Jark.
Ouija Shark 3, the Jark Side, coming to a Tubi rental service near you.
Yeah. Also, hey, about Tubi, the newest Scooby-Doo animated series is premiering on Tubi, and I'm so glad for Tubi. It's I love it so much.
Cable television is dying, surely but surely. The bell rings as Killshot immediately starts clawing at Son of Havoc's max.
No.
Havoc throws him off, drop kicks him out of the ring. And this sort of sets the tone for what the story of this match will be immediately. That Killshot is going, super, in some ways, you can kind of strip this down to basic Rudo v Technico. Killshot playing the Rudo, he's going to be very aggressive and efficient, while I almost called him Matt Cross. Son of Havoc will play the Technico. He's going to use technique and exciting, high-flying maneuvers to take it to Killshot and gain these advantages.
I also, we see that throughout this entire thing. It's the long and lengthy Killshot versus the compact and intense Son of Havoc.
Yes, these are their body types, and neither are idyllic because neither is Karrion Kross. I don't know how I feel about this bit, actually. I'm sorry, the body shaming bit. You like the body shaming bit?
No, we're not body shaming. We're body inspiring.
We are body excluding. We didn't specifically just body exclude both Son of Havoc and Killshot just there.
Oh, so I will say Son of Havoc if we just, like in a video game character creation, if we just made him bigger, like his height, you know, we kind
That's
of
not great.
Control
That's kind of...
V or whatever, like Shift V, and then, you know, transpose. You know, that's all he needs. And then he looks exactly like his older brother, Karrion Kross, Mr. Matt Cross.
Mr. Matt Cross. James, this is literally the same argument that like a villain in a movie who's trying to like normalize, like, no, I'm not the bad guy. I'm just trying to create the perfect race of human species. This feels villainous. I don't like it.
I'm just saying, it's much like everyone, all these models in these magazines and Maxim in the 2000s. It's like body shaming. No, it's just body inspiring that, like, this is how a woman's body should look.
No, those were the bad guys.
The women were the bad guys?
The Maxim magazines from the 2000s and the writers of those.
It's like everyone now is saying, now everyone's body shaming all those skinny ladies. That's what I think's happening, huh? Yeah.
No, James, don't say huh, yeah, like you said something. How dare you? Yeah. Havok's springboard offense gets countered by Killshot. And again, like the way he dumps him out, it's just so technical. But yeah, Havok's trying to springboard outside the ring. He gets countered as Killshot drags him off the apron, fireman carries, and then just launches his ribs into the first row balcony. Just kaboosh. And then one more time, ripping at the mask before tossing him back into the ring. And commentary mentions, because I forgot, part of the I think it was the trio's loss, was at one point Havok accidentally ripping the mask off of Killshot.
Oh, I thought he did that on purpose.
I thought it was an accident. I think it was an accident. I don't remember. Do you remember? Because it was the trio's title defense. That correct?
Yes, I thought it was like in a self-defense way because Killshot was just going at Havok, so like to get him off, he's like, hey, not to get him off from him, he pulled on the mask and it just came off.
Okay, I think you're right, and I think I'm misremembering because I think it was not the trio's defense match, it was the three-way Gift of the Gods match they had with each other.
Yeah.
The Gift of the Gods qualifier. And I think you're right, he was trying to push him off. I don't think he was purposely trying to rip the mask off. Only because Son of Havok is, at this point, such a baby face. Even when he was talking with the Mac and like all of his interactions now, when he defended Masquerita Sagrada, he's the most like puppy dog Labrador Retriever energy. I think he is our like, I'm just a good guy trying to do good guy stuff.
Yeah.
And commentary kind of like reminds us that Killshot and Havok, they wear their not like traditional luchadors, they wear their mask out of honor and identity. These guys, both north of the border, both Americans, are wearing their masks to hide from their past activities when they were in the army and with AWOL or in their biker gangs, respectively. Like they're hiding from their past with their masks. So like it's like including the honor and the culture, which at this point, being in the temple for so long, they have one more layer of why they have to wear their masks to actually hide their identity.
Instead of hiding from my past, I'm gliding so fast with my mask when I put it on and I say, somebody stop me. And then I grow wings and I can fly off, you know?
Oh, okay.
Because I have the mask, the Loki mask. I become Big Head. And then, you know, I'm being a scamp, sometimes murdering people.
You're such a scamp. I wish I could engage with this more, but we are running a little behind. So I want to keep going through this match. You little scamp. In the ring, Killshot steps on Havok's hand, which I love the way he just steps on his hand and just starts going at the mask, finally unlacing the back of Havok's mask. Then, gnarly little elbow stomp, which like is again, I know I've said it before, seeing Swerve in the position he's at now, which is a top guy. He doesn't have the belt, but there is speculation he might be the next guy to take it off of our babyface champ in AEW. And even if he's not, he's a guy positioned to take the belt off of you at any given moment. He's so aggressive and intense. Swerve, Killshot is just very exciting to see. And I love what happens. Havok fires up forearm spinning back fist exchange. Havoc dumps Killshot outside of the ring again. And it's this pendulum like baseball slide moment, right? Where he misses the first baseball slide, Killshot ducks, but Havoc holds onto the ropes, swings back, and then swings through again to nail him for the second time. And then big old beautiful suicide dive, throws Killshot back into the ring, double stomp from the top into the standing moonsault. Havoc covers Killshot for 2. Havoc's patented rebound cover puts Killshot down again, cover for another 2. This time Havoc misses on the top rope. Killshot hangs him from the corner, running knee to the spine, step up kill stomp from the top, double hook underbelly body slam for 2. It's so intense. I'm getting too much in the minutia. I apologize. I do have it written bullet pointed, but I got so excited for this match I wrote too much again.
It's really good. I wrote down that it's like 2 cats in the ring because they're always landing on their feet. Like someone will try to flip them to like, body slam them or whatever. But hey, they landed on their feet regardless of what's going on. And I love when the action gets so intense that because some commentators might say, oh man, the energy's so intense. I'm on my feet. I can't. But then you see them and they're sitting down. Vampiro, you will see standing up, just like, oh my God. And then he's like, this match is so great. I'm on my feet. And you're like, yeah, man, we know we can see you.
It's, I think Vampiro's booking a lot of this, and I know I complained about booking before, but the one thing I'll always say about Vampiro through all of this, he's so invested. And he, like both on screen and off, the amount of hats we know he wears, doing double duty commentary, the way in that first season, he would take the guys aside to do those one-on-one interviews to get people get to know them. So like when he's excited for a lot of this. And I love that about him, but there is so much good reason. And I think a lot of it, despite them being off air for so long, being quote unquote cold, Killshot especially, because he is the Rudo, brings that intensity. And I think it's something you can say about the performer, why he did so well in AEW after being released from WWE. He's always willing to just go there. He's one of those guys that whatever you give him, he's going to make it work. And he's going to make it work in his style, which is a very believable, aggressive style. He's great. And Son of Havoc is amazing. Matt Cross is amazing. One of those guys you see in this and you see you'll see on the indies and you'll be like, damn, you're like legit one of the best flyers. You move so uniquely. I love that cat comparison because they do both always land on their feet. It's good. It's good. We go to this final spot. Killshot body scissors his way into an armbar, but Havoc rolls through. Killshot, again, lands on his feet as well, tries to counter that roll through with a roll-up pin of his own. However, Havoc stops him halfway to cover his shoulders and get the 3 count flash pin in 6 minutes and 35 seconds.
Which, at that last spot, they are so optimized, the both of them, that it's just like one small mistake. That's the only way one of them is going to lose is by making the tiniest mistake. The other's going to capitalize on it, and that's their downfall. It's not going to be like the other is just shit housing them for the entire time and then they get the pin. No, it's just one mistake and then you're done.
Yeah. And everything is done. And they both get so much in that it is that one mistake. And in some ways because the way Havoc sort of counters that roll-up pin is to sort of just fall on his back. Is just for one time, for the first time in this match, not land on his feet. And it takes Killshot by surprise, and he's on his back for the 3 count. But he's not on his back because he was, beaten up, which means after the bell, Killshot is all over Son of Havoc. Jumps him from behind, wraps his dog tags around his fist to use like an improvised knuckle duster, and after there's like boosh, 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 Killshot further unlaces Havoc's mask. He's screaming the entire time, "You like ripping off masks? You like ripping off masks?" And he rips off Son of Havoc's mask, taking that ultimate prize from him, leaving sweet, sweet Havoc's face uncovered and naked in the middle of the ring. Till finally owner Antonio Cueto comes out of his office with the mic. I don't know if I've heard this before, but everyone started chanting Papa Cueto. I'm like, that's cute. Antonio admonishes Killshot for unmasked. Well, I don't know if it admonishes, because he kind of does love this shit, but he understands tradition. I think in some ways understands tradition better than Antonio did. And he kind of reinforces what we said and what we learned from commentary earlier. Unlike traditional Lucha Libre, those whose masks are worn for honor, These masks protect Havoc and Killshot, who are on the run from their respective pasts. They are simply symbols of the new warriors they have become. So, at Ultima Lucha Quattro, it will be Killshot versus Son of Havoc, M.A.S.K versus M.A.S.K.
Oh, yeah.
And I love this. Have we seen a M.A.S.K versus M.A.S.K since Superfly and Sexy Star in season 1? I don't think so.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Because it's such a trademark, a hallmark of Lucha Libre to have these stakes. And it's one of those, like, this was the point where those earlier complaints of like, oh, where were they? I missed this. It's like, nah, you picked it up right where it was, and it was just as hot. And I loved it. I love it so much. And I'm so excited for this M.A.S.K versus M.A.S.K match because it's going to be intense. Not to use that word too many times, but whoo boy.
I want to see a M.A.S.K versus M.A.S.K match of the M.A.S.K versus M.A.S.K. That team of people versus someone, they get, maybe their big bad gets the M.A.S.K and they become big head, and then the cop who's always taken down the M.A.S.K does it,
I feel like I remember, I don't know M.A.S.K, but I remember it from I Love the 80s as one of those toy lines that became a cartoon. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Heard. That'll probably be good. I don't know it well enough to interact with you, but thank you for that gift.
I think it was just the Sexy Star match that was the M.A.S.K v M.A.S.K.
Yeah, if you remember it, that was a match, and that was like storyline purposefully. Antonio has no respect for tradition, so he booked that match cold, right?
Yeah.
Like there was no animosity. He's like, I want to see a match. And I want you to have stakes, so I'm artificially injecting stakes into it.
Yeah.
Well, this is so justified, and it's such a long time coming. As much as Killshot is the quote-unquote bad guy here, I do have so much sympathy for him, remembering the hell him and Fox went through, and then just kind of be shoved. Oh, here's this white boy everybody loves. He's your new trios partner. It's like, no, I don't know him like that. Like part of my heart breaks for Killshot as much as he's being kind of a piece of shit, and he was kind of a piece of shit through the whole time. It's such a good justification, and the fact that's kind of a shadow hanging over this match, and of course. We've seen Son of Madness come for Son of Havoc. Those bikers still have it out for him for going AWOL from the biker gang. Like, he can't be unmasked. As I'm very excited for this match. This might be one of my top, like one of the matches I'm most excited for Ultima Lucha.
Same.
Hell yeah. Go back to commercial. Marty the Moth Martinez addresses the Believers.
Champ looks good on Marty. He comes into the ring just looking like $1 million.
Dude, I love his new cape. He's got a new champ cape, and it looks great. He also comes out with the mysterious unnamed woman, Chelsea Green, doing creepy, upside-down, mysterious shit. Ooh, she's so weird.
She's so weird.
Marty introduces himself as the new Lucha Underground champion as the Believers chant Cero Miedo, which continues for a long time. Which made me feel better as somebody who was very sad about last week that I'm not alone, at least back in 2018. Marty says this started when Sexy Star embarrassed his family, his sister Mariposa. That's why he had to send Reclusa, who is Chelsea Green. We have a name for her now. He had to sick Reclusa on her, and the entire time Cero Miedo, clap, 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 Cero Miedo. The spider-like Reclusa now reveals Sexy Star's mask. And the Believers finally stop chanting so they can boo her.
wait, it would have been funny if they were booing Sexy Star. And so we know why, like, Sexy Star isn't around because this is post that drama with.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
With Rosemary and okay, wow. I didn't realize it had gone that late. God damn.
Yeah, because this is 2018 and that happened in 2017.
Oh, shit. Wow. So they really wrote her the fuck out. Damn. Yeah. Okay.
Which does make this payoff not feel good because it had to be done off screen. But it's like, if it's the mask, what, like, we could have had like a flashback, like a reenactment looking thing where it's like, hey, you're, ripping someone's mask off and then killing them, that would have been better than just pulling the mask out and said, like, we got her.
Agreed. My question for that would have been two reasons. A, something you've said before. Did they really blow all of their budget on that Katrina-Melissa fight on the roof so that they couldn't afford to do a backstage assault? And probably not, because there is a new Sexy Star now, but I wonder if there is like a time limit where the original Sexy Star had some like ownership of her character, so that they couldn't just body double her without her consent or whatever. Yeah. I don't think that's the case, but I wonder. But yeah, so we find out that big year-long sort of terrorization of Sexy Star was indeed done by Reclusa, the arachnid-like queen of violence. Now Marty calls out the one person who humiliated him even worse than Sexy Star, Pentagon. Oh. You broke my arm, so I took the one thing you care about, the Lucha Underground Championship. Oh. And there's one more person Marty hasn't forgotten, someone more beautiful. And he turns to look at ring announcer and longtime woman who was just never that into you, Melissa Santos. And Melissa, with a stony glare, just puts up the cero miedo. And I lost it. I love that so much.
I was like, why does she assume that he's talking about her? He's clearly
directly at her.
He's clearly talking about his sister.
Which we get to. He was talking about Mariposa, the most beautiful woman in the world to him, who forced him to focus at his lowest point. So, for his first title defense, it won't be Penta, but his sis whom he owes, Mariposa. And they do this right now. Let's play like we were kids. And we get a very creepy match. For the Lucha Underground Championship, Marty the Moth Martinez versus Mariposa.
I loved it. It was so good. Mariposa just sells this so hard that it makes it uncomfortable to watch.
Yes. I don't have it written down, but it happens throughout that Mariposa is screaming as she sells. And it is like, not like wrestler screaming, not like sports. It is like horror movie, final girl.
Yeah.
PJ Souls getting killed by Mike Myers kind of screaming. It's so good. And I love the opening too. They get in each other's face for a moment. Then Marty starts caressing her arm. If this is your first episode with us, or you just don't watch the shows, a reminder, they got a whole incestuous thingy going on.
Oh yeah, baby.
It's uncomfortable. It's super uncomfortable, especially when she starts screaming. But it creates that awesome moment. Face to face, he caresses her arm, so Mariposa just headbutts him, and then Marty answers with a kikoris to the clitoris. And commentary confirms this, at Champion Marty's request, will be no disqualification.
And commentary's like, hey man, we fight the ones that we love. Brothers and sisters, they fight. And I'm like, yeah, they fight just like this.
With a kikoris to the clitoris.
Uh-huh.
And they also kind of nail Marty mauls Mariposa in the corner, which is Marty's style, especially as a champion. Is just a very aggressive, very mauling. He's a bear, but a bear who takes your lunch money. He's a bully of a bear. So he just mauls her in the corner. Mariposa rolls to the outside, but Marty follows her, throws her through the front row of chairs. And I love commentary bringing this up, that Marty has been bullied and dominated by Mariposa his whole life. Like, even we always kind of knew that Marty was kind of a creep towards his sister, but when Mariposa comes in, she's a little creepy towards him, but she's more just domineering, right? She's more like, she is the dominant in this relationship. But finally, the tables have turned. She awoken that focus in Marty, who throws her head through a steel chair, and she comes back, she's bleeding now. And it's just, and I think this is when she first starts screaming. All the while, Reclusa grinds seductively on the ring apron. I don't understand it, but I like it. That's a good move.
Yeah, man.
Shut up.
She also before she started grinding on the apron, she put a quarter into the ring and it started vibrating.
Shut up. Marty's screaming for Mariposa to bleed, throws her into the announce desk before sliding her back into the ring, covers for two.
Could you do that to the S-Dog?
What?
You don't let me say your sister's name on here, so the S-Dog could just slam her head into the announce table.
I don't think so. I think she'd kick my ass.
Okay, so she'd be slamming your head into the announce table.
She would be slamming my head into the announce table. She would, honestly, this is probably accurate, where she's like, Sean, you have to focus up. And instead of focusing up, I just goof off more.
Yeah.
I do more podcasts that people comment on Spotify calling it the dumbest shit they've ever heard.
Uh-huh.
But that's my focus. That's my Moth taking the championship, is just making more dumb shit.
She's like, whenever you bring up Dad, quit singing Cats in the Cradle.
That's in the cradle. I did it off mic. I'm pretty sure that was off mic this time.
Well, you do it a lot, on mic and off.
Cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. My sister shoved my head through a steel chair. Another beatdown in the corner. Mariposa rolls out again, but this time counters on the outside, repeatedly throwing Marty into the barricades. However, Marty answers with a fucking power bomb. Boof, one time into the barricade, takes a few steps forward, and sickening thud on this sit-out power bomb onto the floor.
Uh-huh. And this is when Stryker said, hey, we hurt the ones we love the most, I guess. And I was like, yeah, man, I power bomb Nicole on the outside of the ring all the time.
Yeah, that's hot. But it adds an interesting layer to this villainy, because I don't like, and I think Marty was earnest when he said he owes her for this level of focus, for this sort of like reassessment. Mm-hmm. This is him showing his love. Yeah. Is this super violent horror film-esque attack. It's fucked up, man. They get back in the ring. Marty stomps Mariposa, asks Reclusa for a chair, which she gives him. However, Mariposa ducks the chair shot, thrust kicks the chair into Marty's skull before returning the low blow kick from the beginning of the match with a dick kick of her own.
Oh, that's how he reacts. He goes, oh.
Oh, yeah. Oh. He just ages 30 extra years.
Uh-huh. He's like, oh, I need a change of underwear now.
Dr. Baskanovich shits his pants as Mariposa takes the mic. Hey, Marty, you want to play with chairs? Let's play, bitch. And I love this so much. She beats the shit out of Marty with one chair, then goes under the ring to throw 8 more chairs into the living corpse and continues to beat the shit out. Like, she throws the chairs onto him, and then when she's out of chairs, she just picks up more the chairs and continues to wallop this dude as he's just sprawled out in front of the announce table. And it goes on for an uncomfortably awesome amount of time.
Mm-hmm. She was asked to bring the folding chairs to this family reunion.
And boy, howdy did she. I'm not going who. I'm sorry, because James was pumping his fist, and I just want you to know I'm not going who, only because the listeners cannot hear you pumping your fist. I guess I could have gone who, and they would have gotten it.
Yeah.
Let's take it again. Keep going. Ready? It's coming. Okay, one more time around. Keep going. Don't stop. Okay, this is the one. I missed it. That's my fault. Okay, you're going too fast. Okay. Hooty-hoo. Did I do it?
Yeah.
Great.
But the entire crowd is on their feet cheering, just going crazy for this. Like, this is what they wanted everyone to do when Jake Strong won, you know?
Instead of sitting silently. No, people, the last time we saw Mariposa, I think this was the last time we saw Mariposa compete, was against Dragon Azteca Jr. for the Gift of the Gods Championship. And people were ready for her to take the belt then. Mariposa is over. Everyone tonight is super over. Yeah. Which is kind of, it's very nice to see, very organically so. But yeah, sorry. Beats the shit out of Marty, gets back into the ring. Mariposa sets up a chair, drop toe holds Marty's face directly into the seat, bends the seat, sets up the chair again. First nails the shotgun drop kick, cover for 2, then sets up the chair again, Samoan drop through the chair, cover for another 2. She's Mariposa looking for that butterfly effect vertebreaker. However, Reclusa running boots to save Marty. Again, no disqualification at the request of the champion. Marty flashes the Cero Miedo, hits Penta's own finisher, the package bile driver, to win and retain in 9 minutes and 10 seconds.
And that's it, you know. Marty, he hasn't gone completely nuts, as we see.
Well, Marty poses with the belt, takes a mic, and he sits Mariposa up to address her one more time. He says, "Sweet sister, it was you who showed me the focus to beat you tonight. It's the same focus that's gonna keep me Lucha Underground champion. Pentagon dork? Ooh, I want to challenge you to Ultima Lucha Quattro. And the match we're gonna fight in is a Sano Miedo match. And when I beat you in your own match, I'm gonna dedicate that match to you, my sister. And Pentagon, I'm dedicating this to you." And he takes Mariposa's arm and performs Pentagon's sacrificial arm breaker, snapping her arm, kayfabe, but writing her out totally. She is gone.
He went wonky brain, guys. He's completely nuts.
He's a silly goat gruff in the brain parts. Will that nuts, is that going to elevate him to the highest highs, or will that be his downfall? We'll find out as Pentagon arrives with a chair, slides in, duck Marty's attempted shot with a title belt, and then swings his own chair as Marty slides out. Penta checks to make sure that this is what Marty really wants, because he accepts. And here and now, Pentagon promises to everyone he will break all of Marty's bones because he is Pentagon Dark. Cero Miedo. Ah, man, that's the moment I got very excited for Ultima Lucha Quattro. And even if I'm hoping it is like, because we mentioned we know the final champion, I'm not excited about it. And it's no shade on Jake Strong, the individual, just how this character is being portrayed. Not by him, but by the writing and the booking.
And my last note on this is the exchange between Pentagon and Marty lasts maybe like 4 minutes-ish. And throughout the entire time, as we see like overhead shots, wide angles, Mariposa's just in the ring, still just going like, ooh.
Oh, is she?
The entire time, still selling it, like rolling around like, oh, my arm, fudge.
Which is awesome. Because like the sacrifice arm breaker is actually probably the most protected move in the entire temple, right? That's the move, other than maybe currently Jake's ankle lock or whatever. Because it's usually done after the match, and the people are written off television for a long time.
Yeah.
So like good for her, for Peter Griffin selling it. But yeah, I'm super excited that Penta and Marty are going all the way to Ultima Lucha. That because I think one of the things I was afraid of is that Penta's going to drop to the mid card, and there's no shame in the mid card. Just like you heard them, Penta's fucking over, man. I mean, he's just like he is today. Penta's always been a very exciting person to watch for. And to see him getting to headline Ultima Lucha Quattro, going against this new Marty, and I love Marty. I know when I was reading him just there, I was giving him almost a Mankind Mick Foley inflection, but that's just because I respect Mick Foley's work in that character, and I think Marty has that essence of dangerous and like in some, depending on the context, could be silly little guy, could be dangerously unhinged and deranged madman. And I love that Marty's crushing it as champion, and it's gonna be a dope ass Ultima Lucha, baby.
Yeah. But what's also gonna be dope is maybe seeing Shakespeare in Chicago.
You can do that this weekend and the next 2 weekends afterwards at local theaters across the city. Check out ShakespeareBloodoath.com. We do open this weekend as well as the next couple weekends. I think we're going to take a week off, and then we're going to start doing our shows in the parks during June. But you can follow all of that at ShakespeareBloodoath.com. And James, where else can they get some dope ass Marshland content?
Hey guys, the next month, Death to Squids will be coming back. We had to take a short hiatus because Jose got his wisdom teeth out. And Magical Meatball Girls is still going strong. We are about to do the finale next month of Sailor Moon Season 1. Then we'll be taking a short break from Sailor Moon, still recording episodes, just other Magical Girl stuff. I think we have one in mind. We will announce that on the show That can be found wherever you're listening to this. You can listen to those. And Death to Squids is right in the same feed as this. And hey, head over to patreon.com/MLM pod, where for $5 a month, you get exclusive content every single Friday. Last Friday was the explanation required of us discussing a little thing called Sheborg Massacre, where I just explained to a movie that Sean has never seen. And hey, go over to our Discord, links in the description, or head over to patreon.com/MLM pod, where you can vote for what watch along Sean and I will be doing of an explanation required movie that Sean has never seen. So he'll be watching it for the first time in a series we'll be calling Explanation parenthetical no longer unparenthetical required. So
I like that. That's good. That's good titling.
Thank you. So check that out. This Friday we'll be engaged with Nicolas Cage, talking about the movie that we finally got to it. The movie that inspired us to do Engaged with Nicolas Cage, 2017, Mom and Dad. Be ready. We have not recorded it. We're recording it today. But it will be possibly the most divisive we've been on a movie, because in the middle of it, Nicole was like, wow, this is worse than I remember. And I was like, oh no, Nicole. And she's like, what? And I go, I was going to say, wow, this might be the best movie we've watched for a Cage movie. So I'm excited. I fucking loved it. It's so good. And there was one other thing about the Patreon that I wanted to talk. Oh, yes, I will. We are already recording it, but starting in September, in September, Nick Foster, aka Nick Period, and I are doing it's something that I've wanted to do for such a long time, but whenever I was like, oh yeah, we should do that, it was always way too late in the year to start it. A new podcast, a limited series called The 13 Films of Halloween. Nick and I will be going through every single Halloween movie. We've already recorded 4, and we timestamp our recordings. Yes, we started recording in January of this year, so it will be banked. It's been very fun, and it's also, we are trying to create parodies of each of these Halloween movies at the end as a thought experiment. It's been super fun. That will be every Friday in September, and then every Tuesday and Friday in October, you will be getting a new episode of us discussing the Halloween movie. So get on the Patreon now, so once it starts, it's good.
Oh yeah, that's hell yeah. That is hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
And $10 patrons get shout-outs on every single free feed podcast, as well as monthly bonus exclusive content in the form of straight to Patreon. I don't know what we're doing this month. I got to ask Lance or someone if they want to come over and watch a movie. So let's get with those shout-outs, starting with Steve F., Alex Z, The Waz, Orion, my Bickle brother in common law, Joshua, Jake, Steve Barnes, a sweet child of time, my mother, Lil Core's BFF and now former roommate, Shane, from twitch.tv/Core Winning. It's Corwin from the Rom Complex, as well as Formulaic, a podcast and script writing. It's twitch.tv/R2 Shelby 2. And from Speed Radio, a podcast and all things Sonic the Hedgehog, it's Tay, aka Zinny D. And I've been James.
And I've been Sean, and this has been Sweaty Time. Pro Wrestling Chaos provides. Pro Prancer forever. Be like Bob.
Bye-bye. Oh, yeah.